Okay, so here I have a video of you on the right side paddling on the water here. So let's take a quick look at a comparison. So I'm going to try to time this up with when you're about to catch on both videos here. So the video on the right is a little bit lower frame rate, so it's going to be a little bit less smooth as I get moving or get the two videos moving together. And I think the stroke rates aren't matching up. So we're going to have to look at this like piece by piece individually. So if you look carefully on the right side that I'm looking at right now, right, your paddle is going to get buried around here. Okay, so if I look at your paddle angle when you're fully buried, okay, it's almost perfectly vertical or maybe very slightly negative. So ideally, I think if you get your paddle buried with a tiny bit more positive angle, that'll help you out with your stroke on the water. I think what I was talking about on the erg with sitting up a little bit late, I'm also seeing it slightly on the water too. So again, once you get fully buried, right, you should really be focusing your efforts on trying to get that opposing motion of your top arm is pressuring down, right? Top arm is pressuring down on that blade, but the core should be trying to sit up, okay? So you're using that leg drive to help your body try to stand up against that opposing motion. That's going to create the maximum amount of force that you can get. So right now you can see that once you're fully buried, okay, if we take a look again at what your shoulder's doing and how your body is leaned, okay, so if we take a look, the blade gets fully buried around here, right? Okay, even though, you know, I would advocate trying to get a little bit more positive angle. Right now I'm going to highlight some of the power areas that you're missing out on your stroke. So if we look at, as you continue through and you look carefully at when you start sitting up, okay, you're untwisting, but you're kind of sitting up a little bit late. You start sitting up maybe around here. Okay, I know the boat, the frame of reference is kind of moving. So let me do this. So earlier at this point, right, I was connecting your hip to your ear. So you kind of lean forward a little bit more there, lean forward more. And now you sit up here. So now this yellow line is a little bit less lean forward, right? And now you start sitting up here. Okay, so you end up sitting up eventually, right? But if we highlight where your paddle is when you started sitting up, it's, or sorry, this line is not cooperating. So your paddle is over here. And now you're sitting up when you're like practically done with your stroke, right? So all this space here, all this space here, you want to be sitting up a little bit more aggressively in your stroke. So I think your body's moving pretty well, but it's a little bit mistimed with when your blade gets fully buried. And so you're missing out a little bit on the power. Okay, and so I think what you practice on the erg is really important, because what you're kind of doing here on the erg with leaning down, 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 pressing down, 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 and not pressing down with the top arm is really good, but you need to make sure you oppose that motion with sitting up once you get fully buried, because that's going to create the biggest amount of force to propel the boat forward. And same with on the erg, that's going to create the largest amount of force to help you get a better score. So obviously you have a really good strong top arm pressure, okay, and a decent amount of hip action going into that leg drive, but adding in that sitting up motion, okay, a little bit earlier in the pool is going to help you out a lot. Okay, hopefully that helps with these two videos. That's it for now.